What's up guys, my name is Rainy, welcome back to another r/entitled parents video. Today we've got a juicy lineup. I'm on a little bit of a time crunch, so we might not be able to do too many stories, maybe only 3 or 4. The court date is this week, by the way. I was babysitting my nephew and he wanted to play this game called the PCYC. Basically, a place for kids that go to after school. My nephew was playing Mario Kart Wii. My nephew got this kid in first place with a blue shell and took his place. My nephew won the race and was very happy. The kid he got was crying because he lost. Along comes EP. EP then came over to me and was like, "You made my son cry." So I explained my nephew just won the game and beat him fair and square. EP was not happy about this, so she said if my nephew was ever to beat him in the race again, she was going to call the police on me. My nephew then wiped the floor with that kid and won again. The mother came up to me and said, "Enjoy jail, you spawn of Satan." The police were called and she told them all about how I was making fun and harassing a disabled kid. The police looked over at the kid and saw no disabilities. She then got arrested for lying to a police officer, and her court date is in a couple of weeks. And guess who's coming along for the ride? Yep. Nice, simple. I don't know why this. Yes, just why do you want to go to jail for that? Like, oh, it's so annoying. Entitled mum loses her daughter and goes to jail over her obsession with me. I'm sorry it took so long, guys. I've had stuff. I was dealing with my own house, as you saw, but here's the moment you've all been waiting for. Lights, camera, piece of terrible parent. So this is going to be a serious update. I've been reading through every single comment. I talked to CPS, like some of you said. I've talked to lawyers. I did absolutely everything in my power to help F. Okay, that sounds bad, first of all. I had her consent. We've been talking for a little while again, but I didn't want to fill anyone in on what was going on in case they decided to use this in any case they filed. Anyway, to the story. So me and F were talking about her parents at around 2 a.m. It went sorts like this. Yeah, they're not getting along after what happened. My dad thinks my mum is a psycho, and I'm starting to agree. Starting to? Have you been in a coma? Shut up. All I know is that they're not going to be together for very long, and there's going to be a custody battle over me. Now this is where I start listening intently. She talks about how her dad was going to try his hardest to get her mum out of her life, and make sure that Ev never had to go through that kind of bad stuff again. It caught my attention because, well, that's what I wanted. So, in that very moment, I decided to help. I've texted ED before, as you guys know, just to get EM's info, but I still have his number. So I text him and tell him I want to help with getting custody of F. Now, he doesn't like me, but I had no idea how delirious this man was. I went to their house the next day and we started talking. If it came down to a custody battle, EM would win, based solely on the fact she was the mother and had the slightly better job. Then a light bulb went off in my head. I took the comments and read it. Hundreds of you guys told me what she was doing is illegal. I never really paid attention to it because it didn't hurt F. But now I started reading. I went through 1,398 comments and DMs to find what I needed. Finally, I put together everything I could do and we called his attorney. He was going to charge her for child neglect, child endangerment, and assault on a minor. I won't talk about that because you guys are insane. Disturbing the peace, I didn't believe there was even a charge to be obvious, and a small grocery list of other things. And it began. A hearing/trial was set. I was to go as a witness. Now, if I use the wrong words or anything, guys, please don't judge me. I'm 17 and I've never been acquainted with the court of law. F was also going to testify and would shed some light on the things her mum did to her. Fast forward to the date. It wasn't really eventful till I got up. The entire time I talked about the verbal harassment, the outfits, the slander, she was smiling smugly, like she'd won the case. I was actually worried. We had no proof she'd done this, so if her case was good enough, she could win. After I was done and a few more things were said, she was ready to give her defense. The first thing I noticed was that she was representing herself. This was either really good or really bad. Either she wasn't going to waste money on a lawyer for a case she knew she'd lose, or she was confident that she was going to win. I was going through all the possibilities when I hear an audible laughter. I look around Some people are laughing, others are staring slack-jawed at this woman. The judge clears his throat and asks her to repeat that. I will never forget the look of sheer stupidity on everyone's face. I said that I did that, but because my daughter deserves to date him, it's not his choice, so I didn't exactly do anything wrong. Their charges are completely void. Now can we wrap this up? I have work. So we're all sitting there stupidly. Nobody knows what to say. No one could put together a rational thought. Who in the hell would ever make their defense? This judge smiles at ED, turns back to EM, and rips her into shreds. How dare you? You're not only trying to strip this boy of his rights, but you're also trying to force your daughter into a situation where she's uncomfortable or unsafe. You have no ideals, no morals. You do not deserve to have kids. I don't ever want you to have kids again. I'm going to make sure you can't have custody of another human being as long as you live. Obviously, court went in favour of ED and all the charges were accepted. Right now, F is living with ED and EM is in jail. I couldn't tell you the exact time, but I know it's on the range of 2 to 3 years. I'm just glad it's over. Me and F are back to being best friends, and that entitled piece of person is finally gone. Thank you guys for your help too. I used a lot more of Reddit's advice than I thought I'd need. Is that the end of that story? No. I'll keep you updated on me and F on my profile since there's no need for EP anymore since the most entitled parent is gone. Have an amazing day, guys. This is amazing. I believe I've read one of their story. It was the one who was it was the mother who was forcing their child to date their best friend. So yeah, I believe I've read their story before. Um, and I remember thinking, yeah, it's a bit strange, but I can't remember the exact details of it, so I can't remember if he actually said that he was gonna like get the law involved and stuff like that. But I'm so glad he did. This was an amazing outcome, and yeah, I feel like this is really good for everyone. Everyone involved got what they deserved here. Everyone. Well, okay, this is a short one, so even though I've technically gone over my time, I will read it just for you. EM enters college and demands a list of females for his precious son. Okay, so a little cultural note. In my country, arranged marriages are still common, and if you don't know what an arranged marriage is, it's when the marriage is planned by the parents of the both sides as opposed to an agreement of just the two sides in Western countries. So this entitled lady enters a destiny school in my city and asks the receptionist for the name, picture, and the phone number of all the females attending the school. When he asks the EM why she is asking for people's personal information, she answers, so I can find a worthy person for my precious son to marry. So he just tells her that she has entered the college without being a student, which is considered trespassing, and she should leave now. The EM makes a scene, then is followed out by security. That has to be worst case of EM I have ever heard in my life. What I think is even worse is like the arranged marriage. I know it's like still common in your country, but I feel like I don't agree with arranged marriages like to start off, and then I feel like you going into a college and being like, I need to find a suitable wife for my son. It's just kind of stupid. So this was shorter than my previous one. It's only just getting to 10 minutes right now. I'm sorry it's a bit short, but I was on a massive time crunch and I have gone over by a lot of time, like 2-3 minutes. So yeah, this has been Rainy. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And I don't have a drink, so yeah. Huh. Okay, can't that one. EM enters okay, well,